Hi everyone, I'm back with another video, and today I am going to talk about my background, like a get to know me type video. I haven't done one of these yet, and I don't know, I just thought it was hard for me to come up with something to film. I wanted to film today, but I was just like, I don't know what to film about, and I figured so I had some time today to film, and usually I have like a notebook of like a list of things I want to film, like ideas and whatnot. And I had this idea, and I don't know if it's really going around or anyone else is doing it. I've seen like iced coffee or coffee talks or whatever, but I am filming at night, and I have my glass of rosé. So I figured I'd do a champagne series of different topics while I drink champagne. um, yeah, I don't know. I drink wine pretty much every night. My drink of choice, I don't really drink hard alcohol, only when I go out. And yeah, I'm in California, so we can't do none of that. So sad. Ridiculous. Yeah. I'm just rambling. Yes. So it's my drink of choice. I like to drink wine because it doesn't like get you like drunk, and it's like I'm alone a lot, at night. So it's like nice a nice glass of wine just to chill out. Again, my drink of choice is like champagne rosé. It's just more drinkable to me because it's sweeter. Red wine, I like to drink when I'm having like a nice dinner, like a spaghetti, because it's red. Get it, like red sauce, red wine. And then white, a lot of it's dry to me, so I like bubbles, and I like to drink again rosé or champagne. So yeah, that's what we'll do for this video. So again, today's video will be my background, as in talk about me growing up being mixed. I am multiracial. I haven't really like gotten into like who I am, how I grew up, and all of that. I've been kind of like switching it up with my videos, talking about different things. Some channels have like straight beauty, straight fashion, lifestyle, and I don't know. I haven't really found my niche yet. I just like to talk, and I should probably start a podcast one of these days, because it seems easier, because I like to talk and I like YouTube. That's one of my favorite platforms. But with podcasts, I don't have to like do all this lighting and cameras and stuff. I can just talk and hit record. But until then, I will continue to talk here on YouTube. So again, going back to today's topic, I am mixed. Throughout the video, I will show pictures of, my parents and, me growing up as a child, I guess. To those who want to know, I just feel like, I am 33 years old. I'm going to be 34 next month. And it's crazy, like, seeing all of these, mixed families now. I feel like I always felt different, because there weren't a lot of kids that looked like me and my brother, because, you know, I feel like there weren't a lot of families like mine, because I am mixed with black, and people were like, "Oh, you are," like they just they can't tell. I think me and my brother look more, or you could tell when we were younger, but now like we just look different. Like no one really knows. There's only been a handful of people that have guessed that we were mixed with black, but not really. I get Spanish a lot, which is fine. which I can see because I guess I don't look like white, and I live in California, so there's a lot of Spanish population here, so I can see that, I guess. And it's funny because I didn't grow up with knowing much about that culture, because me and my brother grew up in Wisconsin in the Midwest, and there's not that many a population where we grew up. We grew up in a small town outside of Milwaukee, and it was pretty much all white. I only knew one kid that was Chinese, handful of black kids that were bused from Milwaukee to my school, and yeah, that was pretty much it. I didn't grow up around any diversity. And so to rewind, my parents met and married in San Francisco, and my dad was born and raised in San Francisco. My mom was born in Boston from the East Coast, and my dad hadn't lived anywhere else. My mom made her way out to California. They met, got married, but because of his job, brought him to random Wisconsin, and it was culture shock for him because he grew up, San Francisco, even back then, 30 plus years ago, it was diverse. So to go from that to Wisconsin, even with him being a white Italian man, it was, he was used to seeing different races, and and it was city. He was a city guy, and then where we were was kind of not rural or farm, but it was like a small town. So yeah, we grew up in a small town outside of Milwaukee, and me and my brother had a great childhood. We grew up going to a country club. There is a country club down the street from where we lived. Always, riding our bikes, going there to swim. Dad or parents could play golf there, and we just had, we grew up really nice. The schools were good, but yeah, then when we found out we were moving to California, was pretty exciting because I just knew we were meant to be there. Our family would fit in. Not that we had issues, no one cared what we looked like. Thankfully, everyone loved my mom. She was still is a fashionista. Everyone adored her and liked us, and I was sad to leave, of course. Left when I was 11. My brother was 10. And I was just thankful to grow up there and, be old enough to remember, but young enough to still kind of grow up in California, because in Wisconsin I was kind of naive. I just I don't know, it was pretty sheltered, and again, not much diversity, and people knew that we were mixed, obviously. Everyone knew our family, and but as far as knowing about different types of people, I just didn't know until I moved to California, the Bay Area, to be exact. And to the Bay Area, one of the most diverse places in the country, let alone the world. And where I live is, right between San Francisco and Sacramento. So even the suburbs are diverse. They've been diverse for a long time. It was funny because when we moved here, and it was wow, we have black neighbors, we have Indian neighbors, we have all these different people that are our neighbors, and we just didn't have that in Wisconsin. So so when going to school, again, when I was younger, people could tell I was mixed. So I went to a really small school. I came at the end of 5th grade. So when I started middle school, the black girls prevented me. There was about 7 or 8 of us, and even though I was mixed, like they included me. So yeah, you know, again, it was only um, like 100 kids, 6th through 8th. It's like so really small middle school. Yeah, very small, but very diverse. And I just, I'm just a middle schooler. I just followed or went with the crowd that, accepted me. And like there was, the black girls, there was a group of like other kind of mixed girls. They were like Filipino Mexican, and then there was the like popular like pretty white girls, and that was really it. From what I remember from 6th to 8th grade, and I was with them even until high school. Like, and I kind of regret not really making newer friends in high school, like because coming from a small middle school, like that was my chance to like make new friends when I went to high school. And before getting into that, I did have this other friend. She was Chinese and white, and she, I was her friend too, and she kind of didn't really belong to a group. She was just kind of friends with everyone. It was popular, so like I hung out with her, and then the other, group of black girls. So I remember that. And then high school, like it was a brand new high school, and it was only 9th and 10th graders at the time when it first opened, because there was only 2 grades. Like the 10th grade, there's a bunch of imports from like different schools, so there was a lot of fighting. And so that was real fun the first year, but then it kind of got better as like we kept going up. Yeah, high school was okay. Not that I would want to go back, but if I could or would, I would definitely like venture out. I was just too comfortable. Yeah, I was very like comfortable, and I don't know, not creature habit. I don't know. I was just comfortable and just didn't really venture out to meet anybody. And so I'm just rambling on about school, but I don't know. I'll just continue. But after I played 1 year of softball, I was kind of over it. At least I could say I played, 1 year of a sport. And then from then on, I just started working. I started working, I think, end of 10th grade was my first job. And then I later on got a car. But going back to the topic of the video about, my background and being mixed, like, because I am lighter skin for my mom being black, like, I felt like, people didn't know what to think of me. And it's just like, I couldn't just say my mom, I couldn't just say like I'm black and white. People would be like, huh? Like, because it's like, really? Like, okay. And I just felt like I had to like explain everything. Like, well, no, I'm black, Portuguese, Native American, Italian, which I am, but it's just like, I have cousins that are mixed just like me and my brother, but we're a lot lighter. They can easily say that they're black and white. Shoot, they can even say that they're black and not even say that they're white. Their dad's white, just like mine, but because they're darker, than me and my brother, it's just, I don't know. From a young age, from a young age, I realized that it's not what you are, it's that how people really judge you. Like, it's not really your race, it's your complexion, your skin tone, and how deep it is. Because like, you can be, if you're mixed with black, you can be really light skinned, and then obviously, we come in a long range of colors. And I guess because not only like, my complexion, but my features aren't as obvious as well, I guess. People thought or knew or could tell like I was mixed because of my hair texture and my butt. Because I have a big butt and my butt sticks out. So they're like, oh, I would get, oh my God, if I had $1 for every time someone would say, I could tell you were mixed from your hair and your butt or your hair and your ass. I'm like, thanks. And yeah, it's crazy. Like my hair, like well, it's pretty like coily right now because I had it cut, and um it's getting back to what it used to be, but my hair is really relaxed from what it used to be. And back when I was in like high school and a little after high school, curly hair, this whole natural hair was not a thing. The thing was straight hair. So I straightened my hair so much my late teens and early 20s. Like I had that Rihanna cut, and I remember I was like kind of like a little heavier than I am right now. I had this like round face and like had this dark hair, and I would straighten it, and my hair kind of like had one of those bobs that was like short in the back and came like this. I straightened it all the time, and I had really nice curly hair. I mean, my hair is cool now, but like because I dyed it so much, and then I went from that to like highlighted blonde, and then later on, um, having my son, um, my hair changed a lot. But yeah, hair is a good indicator to tell if somebody is mixed. And um, yeah, and I don't know, like, and then guys, my first boyfriend was Mexican, and when we were next to each other, we looked like a Spanish Mexican couple, especially when I straightened my hair. Like, you could not tell I had any ounce of black in me. Like, yeah. And the darker my hair was, the fairer I looked. And yeah, and I mean, he would, tell people like, what I was. Well, why would he lie or say otherwise? But I don't know. And people will be like, oh, really? For real? Like, can't even tell at all? It's like, yeah, okay. And then, and with that, being with him for a long time, going to like family functions and stuff, like, I would hear like a lot of things, and it would piss me off, like, hear them say like prejudiced things about, black people and just other people. And it would just like, irritate me, because I knew if I looked more, if I looked obviously, or if it was more like if I was either darker, or my features, or if you can just tell a little bit more, they would not be saying those things about, about them. And yeah, it's just, it would just irk me, because like it's just like, wow, this is how people feel. And if I was around, I would obviously say like, don't even say anything else, because I'm mixed. And they'll be like, oh, I didn't know. It's like, well, now, and to shut up, like, shut the F up. So I had that, not too often, but it happened. Not even with his family, just when I was younger, going to parties, and if it was like a certain group of people, they would just talk shit about either a person or just about stereotypes of people. And it's just like, wow, I felt like hidden, like I was like, I don't know how to explain, but I just felt like I had this like secret, or I don't know, like like I was like hiding out in the open, like wearing a mask. But it's just like, I am who I am, and nobody knows and or can tell. And it just kind of, it was just you just, I don't know, it's just kind of, it was upsetting. Still is, still, still happens. And yeah, some people never change how they feel. I feel like we all prejudge to an extent, and um, some people just grew up thinking certain things about certain people, and yeah, sometimes there's nothing you can do about it except educate. And like now, like, 2020, like, people are not standing for the ignorance and the the prejudiceness. so yeah, going back to, like, I guess my dating history, you know with someone that was Mexican, which was interesting because I didn't grow up around that culture. So learned a lot from being with him, and which is cool. Because I like people that are different than me. So I was already white, already kind of black, I guess. Like, I didn't really grow up around, my mom didn't really, that's another thing. Like, yeah, she's black, but like, I didn't really know about the food or really the culture until I came to California, until I had these friends that taught me about black culture. Like, I liked the music when I was before I moved to California. I mean, I was 11, so you don't really get into like music till like around that age, anyways. So I liked the Spice Girls, Mariah Carey, and then when I found out she was mixed like me, that made me love her even more. And even Biggie Smalls, like, I just I knew about the popular people in the 90s, but yeah, but it was just a little bit. Didn't really realize about racism. I remember being with them, and we were followed in a store a couple times, and that was my first encounter of being judged in a store, because I haven't before. And so yeah, so I learned things like that early on. And like now, like, someone like me is like not as much as a unicorn. Not that I'm really think that I'm that unique, but well, I think so to a certain extent. But now in like 2020, like, there's so many, and which makes me happy. I mean, I just it's not going anywhere, and it's just one of those things. It's not like people weren't mixing before, but now it's like you're seeing it more mainstream. You're seeing more mixed families on TV and the movies, because art is finally imitating life, and all that. And it's like not just in areas like California, New York, there's mixed families like everywhere, and it's not going anywhere. I mean, we're in America, like, everyone is around everybody pretty much now, unless you live in the boonies or whatever you live. But if you live, my son, of course is mixed, because I am. But then even his dad is black and white like me, but he's the opposite. Like, he's a lot darker than me, and he could pass as both his parents being black, but he says he identifies as being mixed. He says that he is because his mom's white. And I feel like no matter how light or dark you are, you should always like identify with being both, because it's like, it's kind of, to me, it's kind of messed up. Like, what if I passed for being white? What if I didn't even acknowledge, like, my black side, or not, or my mom? Like, people would freak out. But like, when someone who's mixed, who's darker, and that looks more black, and they're like, oh, I just identify as black, I don't identify as being white and black. That, to me, that's messed up, because it's like, yeah, you might be seen more, identify or seen as a black person, but your mom or dad is is white, or not even just white, like something else. And I don't know, I feel like you should say all of what you are, because if it wasn't for one, you wouldn't be here. Like, I don't know, that's just me. So, I'll show a picture of, like, my son, like he looked like you can tell he's mixed. He has my hair, like same hair as me, like growing up. I had the same like color and everything, same curls. That's what my mom would say. Like, I think he has like more of my coloring than his dad. His dad's darker and has like black hair, and CJ has like, medium brown hair like me. But yeah, he's second generation mixed baby, and there's a lot of them, because I'm seeing a lot of mixed people get together, and just, God, like 50 years from now, 100 years from now, you're not going to know what anyone is, and race isn't even going to be a thing. So yeah, we're all just one melting pot. Not just in the US, but in the world. So I always wanted to film this video. Like, I wasn't sure if, like, would be a good topic, but again, I like to talk, and I just like to talk. So I just thought it'd be fun to share, like, a little bit about me, and my background, and where I came from, I guess. And but yeah, I am proud of who I am. I'm proud of the multiple things I am mixed with, and yeah, proud of what I am and who I am, and my background, and where I began and where I'm going. And I just like, sharing that with people. If people, feel like they need to, like, choose, what group of people they want to associate with, or, if you're like multiple races or whatnot, you don't have to. Like, that used to irk me growing up, like when you would see a mixed kid, well, I don't know if I want to, who I am, or black or white. And it's just like, no, you can embrace both of who you are. Be who you want to be. You don't have to choose one thing. And this whole thing with, like, stereotype of certain groups like this or that, and if you're, I've heard things of, especially like being mixed, oh, you're not black enough, you're not white enough, you're not Spanish enough, you're not Asian enough, just because you don't fall into this box or this label of what a race is supposed to like and not like. And it's just like we're done with that. Like, do you, if you like to do or like certain type of music that's not what your race or your ethnic group is really into, like, who cares? Like, that's so done, and that's so in the past. Like, like and do what you want, regardless of what your peers or your background says is cool. That's the thing of the past. I'm just rambling, so I'm gonna end this video. And again, I wanted to share that. And to those who ever wondered, what I am, I guess, as far as like my nationality and background, there you go. Your girl is mixed, biracial, multiracial, and proud of it. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.